Faith is not a blind belief. It is the strength found in our shared community and the convictions that shape our nation.
Welcome to Faith in America, exploring political and patriotic themes for a stronger nation.
The 50-cent diaper, government help, political theater, and the cost of compassion. California has announced a new state-funded diaper initiative called Golden State Start, a program designed to provide 400 diapers to newborn families who participate in hospitals. According to reporting from the Associated Press and other outlets, the program will begin with roughly 65 to 75 hospitals, many serving low-income families, and is tied to $7.4 million already allocated, with another $12.5 million proposed, bringing the public cost close to $20 million. The state says the goal is to reduce the financial burden on new parents and support infant health. But now the program is facing sharp criticism from Steve Hilton, the California gubernatorial candidate and former Fox News host. Hilton argues that math does not add up. His criticism is simple. If the state spends about $20 million to provide 400 diapers each to 100,000 babies, that equals 40 million diapers. Divide 20 million by 40 million diapers, and the result is 50 cents per diaper. Hilton then compared that figure to retail prices he found in a Target store. Same parents could buy diapers for roughly 16 cents per diaper. His conclusion? California taxpayers are being charged far more than ordinary families would pay at the store. And that raises a serious question. Is this compassion, or is this bureaucracy dressed up as compassion? The Newsom administration presents the diaper program as an affordability measure. California is one of the most expensive states in America to raise a family. Housing, gas, groceries, utilities, childcare, and taxes all place pressure on working parents. Diapers are not a luxury. They are a daily necessity. The state says the program will distribute diapers directly to families through hospitals, and it is working with the nonprofit Baby to Baby to manufacture and distribute the diapers. Newsom's office has described the effort as a first-in-the-nation program meant to give every newborn a healthier start and help parents during the first weeks after birth. That is the state goal. But the criticism is not about whether babies need diapers. They do. The criticism is about whether government is the best vehicle for delivering health efficiently. Steve Hilton's argument is that if the state could spend $20 million, then perhaps the money would do more good if it went directly to the parents. Or if taxes and costs were lowered, so families could afford necessities without needing another government program. That distinction matters. There's a difference between helping families and creating a system that spends large amounts of money while giving families only a fraction of the value. Here is the basic math. 100,000 babies, 400 diapers per baby, 40 million diapers total, 20 million in public funding, 20 million divided by 40 million diapers, 50 cents per diaper. Hilton says he found diapers at Target for about 16 cents per diaper. Critics also argue that bulk retailers, many offer diapers for even less than that. The New York Post reported similar criticism, including claims that retailer bulk prices could be far below the implied state cost per diaper. Now the state may argue that the 50-cent figure does not represent only the physical diaper, It may include production, logistics, warehousing, hospital distribution, administrative costs, nonprofit overhead, and program expansion. And that may be true, but the answer does not end the debate. It actually sharpens it. Because a diaper itself costs far less than total program cost, then taxpayers deserve to know exactly how much is going to diapers and how much is going to the system around the diapers. A government program should be judged not by its press release, but by its results, its efficiency, and its transparency. Fox News contributor Joy Jones raised a broader point. California families are not struggling only because diapers are expensive. They are struggling because the overall cost of living is high. That includes gas prices, highest in the nation, housing costs, highest in the nation, taxes and fees, highest in the nation, utility bills, highest in the nation, food costs, highest in the nation, child care expenses, highest in the nation, regulatory burdens on businesses and families. California leaders often respond to affordability problems with targeted relief programs. But targeted relief does not always address the underlying cause. If a family is drowning financially, a box of diapers may help for a few weeks, but it does not fix the rent. It does not lower the gas bill. It does not reduce grocery prices. It does not make child care affordable. It does not restore economic breathing room. That is why critics see this as a band-aid on a tourniquet problem. The deeper question is this: why are families in one of the wealthiest states in America so financially strained that the government now feels compelled to provide basic baby supplies at hospital discharge? That question should concern everyone, regardless of party. Hilton and other critics have accused the Newsom administration of routing money through politically connected nonprofit organizations. Those are serious accusations, and they should be handled carefully. Accusations of corruption or cronyism require evidence, documentation, and accountability. But the concern itself is legitimate. Whenever taxpayer money flows through nonprofits, contractors, consultants, or politically connected organizations, the public has a right to demand transparency. The questions are straightforward. Who receives the money? How much goes to actual diapers? How much goes to administration? How are partners selected? Were there competitive bids? Are any political relationships involved? What is the cost per delivered diaper after all the overhead? Will the state publish audited results? If the program is honest and efficient, transparency will strengthen public confidence. If it is wasteful, transparency will expose it. Either way, taxpayers deserve answers. There's a moral issue here, not just a financial one. Government programs often begin with passionate language. Help the poor, feed the hungry, support mothers, protect children. Those were all worthy goals. Scripture repeatedly commands concern for the poor, the widow, the orphan, and the vulnerable. Proverbs 38:8-9 says, "Open thy mouth for the dumb and the cause of all such as are appointed to destruction. Open thy mouth, judge righteously, and plead the cause of the poor and needy." Christians should never mock the needs of struggling families. A mother who cannot afford diapers is not a political talking point. She is a person made in the image of God. Her child is precious before the Lord. But biblical compassion is not the same as careless spending. The Bible also condemns dishonest scales, waste, favoritism, and leaders who enrich themselves by burdening the people. Proverbs 11:1 says, "A false balance is an abomination to the Lord, but just weight is his delight." That principle applies to commerce, government, and public policy. If leaders take money from taxpayers in the name of helping the poor, they must be honest stewards of that money. Compassion without stewardship becomes waste. Stewardship without compassion becomes hardness of heart. A righteous society needs both. The biblical principle of stewardship is clear. Resources are not unlimited. And those entrusted with authority must manage them faithfully. Jesus said in Luke 16:10, "He that is faithful, that which is least, is faithful also in much." That applies to personal finances, church finances, business finances, and public finances. If California cannot efficiently buy diapers, why should taxpayers trust it with larger promises? If a simple baby supply program becomes inflated with administrative costs, what does that say about larger government systems? The issue is not whether babies need diapers. The issue is whether government leaders are being faithful with what belongs to the people. Taxpayer money is not free money. It comes from workers, families, small businesses, truck drivers, farmers, nurses, teachers, and parents who are already paying their own bills. When government wastes money, it is not wasting an abstract number. It is wasting the labor of real people. If California truly wants to help families, there are several policy options worth discussing. Direct assistance. Instead of building a large administrative system, the state can provide direct diaper vouchers, tax credits, or cash assistance to qualifying families. Competitive procurement. If the state insists on buying diapers, it should use transparent, competitive bidding and publish the actual cost per diaper, including overhead. Public auditing. Every dollar should be traceable. The public should know how much went to product, logistics, salaries, consulting, and administration. Lower the cost of living. Long-term family policy must address housing, energy, transportation, taxes, and regulation. Support local charities and churches, faith-based groups, pregnancy centers, and local charities often deliver help directly and personally. They frequently operate with lower overhead and stronger community accountability. Strengthen families. The best anti-poverty program is not merely a government benefit. It is stable families, meaningful work, responsible fathers, protected mothers.